What's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to I Do It Myself. It is Monday, and I'm saying December 1st. I just want to tell each and every one of y'all we made it to the end of the year, and hopefully we get through the rest of this month. You feel me? Right now is the time to start with the right type of mindset. Going to this shit positive, you know what I mean? Going to it, staying away from the people who can't see themselves getting over the hump, the people that's always speaking negativity into their lives, the people who just can't see anything good happen, and stay all the way away from that. You know what I mean? We need our strength, we need our mental strong, and our physicals as well. So make sure you head to the doctor and all of that good stuff. Today we talking about some shit. But before we get started, you know what you gotta do. Hit that sub, hit them likes, and run up that hype. We are talking about Jussie Smollett. So Jussie, aka Juicy, as by Dave Chappelle, was on Cam Newton's podcast. And while he was on Cam Newton's podcast, he mentioned a bunch of stuff. He talked about how his nickname was actually Juicy. Duh, nigga. He talked about all of these things regarding his life, but he really didn't say much at all. He did a masterclass of eurostepping. He did a masterclass of spin moving. He did a masterclass of face masking. You know what I mean? Staying away from the real situation. We all know that Jussie Smollett was involved in a big ass scandal. You feel me? Now he tries to maintain his innocence. I watched the documentary. And while I watched that documentary, what's crazy about it is for people who do believe Jussie Smollett, it's like y'all acting like he was trying to buy NBC or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all act like while the police in every city has some sort of level of corruptness. You know what I'm saying? Every police department all over America, every form of authority got some sort of level of corruptness where there's order, there's going to be disorder no matter where you at. You feel me? There's order and disorder in Target. It damn sure exists in the precinct. While that is true, right, we will not skip over the fact that there was numerous things that happened throughout this case where Jussie Smollett, he just, like I said, he Euro-stepped over the shit. Like, he just made it seem as if he had no involvement in anything.
Okay, what's going on? I'm sorry?
The guy upstairs really doesn't want to. Can you come to the apartment?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we're being visually
so
enough.
I'm just basically insensitive. Like, his pride is in a way, right?
Okay. I gotta let you know you're being audibly and visually recorded right now.
You know, and I just feel like, if anything like this happened to me, I would want to report it. But I guess, he had gone out to go to Subway or something, or games or something.
Okay.
I work with him, so he is like a star. He works on the show Empire. So I think he doesn't want that to be a big deal. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Okay, so. But to me, it's kind of messed up. And the thing that bothers me the most, it makes me emotional, is they put a makeshift what do you call the thing? A noose around his neck. Sorry, And that's what bothered me. The cut thing doesn't bother me at all. If that makes any sense.
Did you see this?
No, I didn't. He just came up to the apartment. He walked into, I guess he came in through the front door. I'm sitting there waiting.
Do you guys live together? Or?
No, I'm just his creative director. I'm just visiting. He lives alone. But I just feel like he should report this, that's all. That make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. This is stupid. Come on in, sir.
Any weapons or anything inside the apartment? Okay.
So I explained to them how you were going to get something in. And the reason I'm calling because
Okay. Do you want to take it off or anything?
Yeah, I do. I just want to see. There's a bleach on me.
Okay.
You're filming us, right?
Yeah, this is all being
If you want, if it's in his house,
They're filming you.
you're being audio and
Like audio. I guess when they didn't know when they were walking into.
I don't want to be filmed.
Okay, so can we turn it off?
Yeah, you're giving us permission to shut it off.
Him wearing a noose around his neck. Now listen, after watching the documentary, he said he took it off and then put it back on because he wanted them to see. And I'm going to keep it 100. Shouts out to all the gay niggas and everybody from the LGBTQ plus community that watch my channel. He played in y'all face, and he played in black people's face too. He double played, you know what I mean? He double dipped, pause, and playing in our faces to weaponize everything that he is in order to get popping, and it backfired. And I will even go on to say that the two brothers, we'll talk about them, but here's some clips of him talking with Cam Newton.
Minimize ourselves, to make us not speak up, you know, and to feel like, oh, well, if you speak up for yourself, if you defend yourself, you're not being humble. Why should I be humble? The amount of people that have come to me and say, oh, you need to humble yourself. About what? About what? Or why are you still talking about this? Because y'all still talking about this. Why are you still defending yourself? Because you're still coming at me. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? This could have been a lot easier had I actually done this, because the way that it works is you admit it, you do this, you do that, you make a donation, you do that, whatever the fake Hollywood thing is that you do. But I don't know how to do that. Question everything. Question everything. Question why a police department has an entire PR department. Why would they need that? Just question.
Now, he's talking about questioning police departments and all of this other stuff, man. Of course, how you don't know that a police department has a PR department? Every police department has a PR department. But let me keep it 100. I'm not a person that's pro-police at all. Like, don't get it twisted. You know what I mean? I'm not a person that's like, I believe blue. I don't. You know what I'm saying? Police have violated me numerous times in my lifetime. So let's just put that out there. But this specifically, right? This specifically, when he's talking about the situation, and again, when it comes to how it concluded in the documentary, you had two people, I think three, but maybe two people that said they saw a white man, right? Now, it was a polar vortex. I grew up in New York City, majority of my life. I don't think I've ever experienced a polar vortex, but I experienced some cold-ass weather outside of New York. For people to say that they definitively saw what the person looked like under a mask is crazy, right? But not only that, you also have, you know what I mean, the fact that when they went to show these people towards the end of the doc, the same people, a couple of them that said, oh, I saw a white man, they said, oh, that's a black man. Honestly, even from my standpoint, it looked like a black person. But then let's enter the two Nigerian brothers. Pause, that was crazy. But let's talk about them, because they admittedly came up and said that they were the ones that put this together. Now, the added layer of evidence in this, which is crazy, is the Uber. So even if you're saying that the police is lying, the police plotted a day early an elaborate plan to get these two brothers to Uber over the bar where Jussie Smollett was, while there was two white men looking for him. You know what I mean? In the middle of the winter, in the middle of the winter. And he just miraculously decides to go outside, while a day prior to that, the brothers went and brought supplies. But let's watch some shit from them, because they funny too.
We were the ones that did it.
Yeah, it was us.
Extra with an exclusive first look at Jussie Smollett, Anatomy of a Hoax.
It was a crazy scene that Jussie put on. He even said,
I would not be my mother's son if I was capable of one drop of what I have been accused of.
I'm like, dang, you ain't your mother's son, buddy.
Because this dude better get that birth certificate. I was down to do it because if we do this for him, he could probably help us out with our courage.
They go, they beat him up, whatever. You know what Jussie's rebuttal was to as why he paid them $3,500? Was that he didn't want people, first of all, he didn't want to give up his phone. He doesn't want to give up his phone at all. Oh, no, nothing to see here. You don't want to give up your phone. Secondly, there was a supplement, an illegal supplement in Nigeria so that he could lose his stomach. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, what are you talking about? Now, my problem with Jussie Smollett is this. He wanted to be some gay martyr, right? He wanted to be this gay martyr and stand on the, I want a little gay boy out here to know that I fought back. I actually fought back. Like, he keeps saying that shit. But not only that, do you remember when he was calling himself the Gay Tupac?
I was bruised, but my ribs were not cracked. They were not broken.
I went to the doctor immediately. Frank Gatson drove me. I was not hospitalized. Both my doctors in LA and Chicago cleared me to perform, but said to take care, obviously. And above all, I fought the fuck back. I'm the Gay Tupac.
I don't know what the hell Tupac had to do with any of that, because there's only one instance that we actually know of Tupac not necessarily fighting back, but when he shot the 2 off-duty police officers. Other than that, you know, Tupac seemingly publicly was a victim. He was shot in New York and he was shot in Las Vegas when he lost his life. So this whole I'm the Gay Tupac shit, extremely performative. But again, here's Cam Newton talking to him and coddling him during this conversation.
Is when I see this situation, and I haven't really delved into the actual situation yet, but it's like, let's call a spade a spade. Double minority, you got a lot of things going against you. The $1 million question that anybody would want to ask, are you still sticking with the story?
There is no story. Are they still sticking with the story? I've stuck with the truth the entire time. Now, there have been things that, with me telling the truth, that people will, because it's like, I remember it being where they were like, oh, he did a hoax, and I was like, I did not. And then they're like, well, he was buying cocaine, and I was like, oh, my bad. You know what I mean? Like, that was true. That was true. Or they're like, oh, he did it. No, I did.
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't too fond of cokeheads, you know what I'm saying? Now, the thing about Jussie Smollett, and before I get to that, while our, you know, JC partnership has run its course, there's another one that is starting today, and I think y'all will appreciate it. This is an idea that was in my mind, and then I communicated it to the person who does my logos, and I told them, and we got this. Then it went from me having a logo to put on my channel to me actually having product, and that's why I'm doing this. And then we got the Family First edition, is to basically solidify that blood makes you related, a bond makes you family, you feel me? And with this Family First piece, when you get one of these, just know that when I start doing this live, if you purchase the Family First piece, then that gives you perks at the live show. You know what I mean? You might get a discount on the tickets, all that. So my whole idea for doing this, man, was to just inspire others that if you have an idea, if you have a thought, if you have something, you know, that you're working on or want to work on, and you might be frightened about it, you might be, you know, second guessing or doubting yourself, don't, just do it. You know what I mean? I'll do it myself. Yes, the merch is finally available. Please cop up. Please cop up. You want to support this channel, you want to support me. You know what I'm saying? We done bigged up everybody else for a whole month. You feel me? It's time for me to shine and cop some merch, because I'm really building this into a brand. Now back to Jussie Smollett, right? With this situation with him and telling the truth and him not lying, I do also believe, I truthfully believe that these brothers are clout chasers. Yes, I do believe that they're clout chasers, but I also believe that they specifically did this because they thought it was gonna do something for them in their career. Because my thing is this, is right, like, they're buying the supplies a day early. How do you predict the future in that way? How do you predict the future the day earlier, where they are literally on camera buying the supplies, you know what I'm saying, going about everything it is they gotta do to make this situation happen prior to it even happening? And then it's just like, for him, I think he got psychological disorder, allegedly. But here's some more from the brothers, the clown-ass niggas. These niggas is bozos. Let's just keep it 100. All three of them is bozos for even thinking they could get away with some shit like this.
This is where we waited for Jussie to come before we attacked him. After I threw him to the ground, I used my knuckle and gave him a noogie to give him a mark, to make it look real.
That's where I came around with the bleach, the infamous bleach in the hot sauce bottle.
I remember the detective that put that footage together. We all both thinking, that don't look like two white guys walking down the street.
We was in character the whole time.
So you think you guys are believable, white supremacists?
100%.
And my only thing is this, right? Even for that to be the factor, right? For them to have, let's say, for them to say that they're lying, right? How could you put that together? How could they put that together that they were in an Uber traveling to this place and then go off the grid for a little minute? Like, how? See, the thing about Jussie Smollett is that he's just a ridiculous human being, yo. This nigga is out of his mind. And one of the things about him being out of his mind is that he truly displays that, you know what I mean, during his time in court where he just goes off on this tangent. While it was a ridiculous outburst and all that silly shit that he did, let's just talk about some of the facts, right? So, of course, he was originally charged, you know what I mean, and after claim he was attacked in 2019, right? The prosecutors later alleged the stage attack was paid by the two men to carry it out, right? It says in 2021, the jury convicted him of 5 counts on felony disorderly conduct, false police reports related to alleged stage hate crime, right? It also says he was sentenced to 150 days in jail, ordered to pay fines and restitution to the city of Chicago more than $120,000, right? And he was placed on probation. Right now, it ended up getting overturned. It says in November 2024, the Illinois Supreme Court overturned Smollett's conviction. The conviction reasoning was that prosecutors had improperly refiled the charges after previously dismissing the case in exchange for Smollett's community service and forfeiture of a $10,000 bond. He was supposed to give over his bond. Now, in the documentary, when he gives over the bond and all of that, he goes on to make it seem as if it's this big-ass dismissal when it's not. I think that optics matter. While, I mean, he committed a crime. You know what I'm saying? We clearly seen, if you believe the brothers and you believe that he was the one who staged the shit, he clearly committed a crime. But ultimately, do we believe that he's going to be sent to prison? Like, how would that look for them to send a gay black man to jail at a climate like that in 2019 going into the pandemic, right? Now, what ends up happening is, you know what I mean, it was not innocence, it was just a dismissal, right? So the court did not clear that Smollett was proven innocent. Rather, the dismissal was based on a error, you know what I'm saying, of the reindictment, not a reevaluation of the evidence or finding that the attack definitely happened. As a result, he is no longer criminal conviction on his record, right? And he ended up having to pay back some costs or whatever, or donate some money or some shit like that. Ultimately, this is how I feel. With Cam Newton, you know what I'm saying, he does his podcast. He's very, very adamant, loud, and all of that, very animated with everything that he does. But don't have conversations with people if you don't really want to get down to it. Let's keep it 100. As a black man, we were told as black men that it was evident how much we didn't support gay men. They turned it into some shit against black men, straight men, that we had nothing to do with. Like, what do anybody in their own individual life got anything to do with what he did? In the middle of the night, it's 10 degrees outside, freezing cold. I remember seeing like videos of rats freezing over in the streets, all types of crazy shit. He decides to go outside to get a Subway sandwich. He also made sure he brought that sandwich home. Then we get the evidence of the two Nigerian clowns. They running, and not that Nigerians is clowns, I'm just talking about these two people specifically. They running around buying supplies and all that. Then they flee the country. They come back, get locked up immediately, and get taken into custody. Don't cooperate. And then they see him on television because it's blowing up, and they like, oh nah, we about to go up. What did that have anything to do with straight men everywhere else? Because we looked at evidence and was like, nah, something ain't right here. You feel me? Like, how, and I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna even challenge my my viewers of the LGBTQ plus community to chime in on this as well. How did this make y'all feel? Because ultimately, I don't think that him being gay or anything had anything to do with this. He weaponized all of that shit. And at what cost? Because now he ain't popping like he was. He said it on Cam shit that like people ain't messing with him. So I want to know, is he a friend or a foe? I think he's a foe. I think that Jussie Smollett is an agent of chaos. You know what I mean? He's a clout chaser. The two African dudes, they clout chasers too. They did a bunch of clown shit. It backfired. You know what I'm saying? In the midst of it, one of them had an attempted murder charge that got reduced to assault or battery charge or whatever. His brother couldn't have no firearms, but there was firearms in the crib. They made it seem as if he cut some sort of deal. No, Jussie cut a deal. And when he cut a deal, he didn't live up to his part of the deal. Now, of course, the cop, one of the head cops of this whole situation, he got caught drinking on the job. He lied. He said he was tired and fell asleep, but they had video of him getting drunk and all of that. What does the evidence tell y'all? What does this situation tell y'all? Do y'all believe that Jussie Smollett is just so important that two MAGA people will go through Chicago in the freezing cold to find them on the exact night that two brothers from their Uber account took a Uber into that area? Is that coincidental? Or if when you see smoke, is there fire? Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. I just think that with Cam Newton, man, like, bro, if you gonna talk to people, frame the conversation as something totally different than talking to them about some shit that you know people tried to use that against you as a straight man. They tried to weaponize this nigga's pain, his alleged pain against straight men to say, oh, y'all are inconsiderate. Y'all don't care. Y'all homophobic because y'all not standing up for him after these niggas go on a whole press run and say, we did it. We the ones that did it. Even after all that camera shit. Man, it's 10 degrees outside. 10 degrees. I mean, if white people running around with nooses made out of 12, that ain't even where they was going to hang them at. I mean, maybe the noose was meant for symbolism or something like that. But even if so, who is that dedicated? I don't think the top Ku Klux Klan member of all time would try to catch a nigga in a polar vortex to hang him from a light post. I don't believe that. Y'all let me know what y'all think, though. This is I Do It Myself. For the ones that rock with me, know how we doing. For the ones that don't, eventually will. I will catch you on the next one. Cop some merch. Peace. If you want to be the best rapper, you got to have the best bars. Just like Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. They gotten over $25 billion with more than 500,000 clients. And the results speak for themselves. A client in Pennsylvania got $29 million after being offered only $500,000. Another client in Florida got $20 million after being offered $0. Morgan & Morgan been fighting for the people for over 35 years. It's like hiring a legal army that's always going to ride for you. If you get injured by somebody else's negligence, then you deserve to be paid. Not all law firms is created equal. Hiring the wrong one could cost you. If you get injured, you could check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win.